Hello and welcome to another video. In today's video we'll be talking about the head and shoulders pattern. What we'll be doing is backtesting through an earlier period on the Euro-US dollar chart to see how reliable this method is. First of all, what we're going to do is bring up the 30-minute chart and moving back to a random date. So, as you can see, we've gone back to January 2020. What we'll be doing is looking for head and shoulders patterns across this chart. If you look closely here, you'll see what appears to be a head and shoulders pattern starting to form. Now let's draw out the head and shoulders pattern to see if it is indeed a correct formation of the pattern. As you draw it out, please keep in mind that all three peaks need to be connected by a straight neckline, and that we will only undertake the trade if and when the neckline is broken. If we move the chart forward a little, we can see that the neckline is eventually broken. So, what we're going to do is take a hypothetical sell position to see what the outcome is. Let's set our stop loss value here. What we'd like to do is to have a risk/reward ratio of at least 2. Once that's set up, we'll let it run. As you can see, it has gone into profit almost immediately. And there you go, it hits the take profit as predicted. As you can see here, it has worked in this instance. We'll keep going to try and find more examples. Although there are more patterns which we'll be discussing in other videos, today we'll only take up positions using this pattern. Let's continue looking through the chart. Here we can see what appears to be a shoulder and a head forming. Once the second shoulder forms on the other side, we will have our pattern. As you can see, we have now identified another potential trade that we can undertake. Although this pattern isn't as clear as our previous one, we will draw out our head and shoulders pattern. Remember that, not all head and shoulders patterns will be as easy to identify. Again, this will be a sell position, opened at the current price. Once our risk-to-reward ratio is set, we will enter the trade. Keep in mind that we always keep our risk-to-reward ratio at above 2. A good rule to remember is to always set the stop loss above the neckline. Now let's move the timeline forward to see how this trade does. Yet again, the trade goes into profit almost immediately and continues to hit our take profit value. This means that so far we have 2 out of 2 tests close-in wins. It's always a good idea to keep track of the number of wins and losses you are encountering when performing some backtesting. This will allow you to make a fair judgment on how accurate the method you are testing is. Now let's keep looking for more. Once more, we can see a potential head and shoulders pattern forming. However, this time it's an inverse one. Let's go ahead and draw out our head and shoulders pattern. This time we'll go in with a buy position, while keeping our risk to reward ratio above 2 yet again. Once we have set out our values, we'll move it along to see the outcome of this trade. As you can see, it moves into our favor and quickly hits the take profit. We can now start to gain some confidence in the reliability of this pattern. Let's keep looking for more examples. Yet again, we can see what appears to be an inverse head and shoulder pattern forming. Although this particular one isn't a conventional looking formation, there is a clear change in direction. Using more than one method of determining a move and direction will only increase your chance at predicting the direction and target which you can expect to reach. Let's go ahead and draw this pattern out. As it's an inverse pattern, we will enter in with a buy position. We'll proceed to set the take profit and stop loss values. We can then let it run to see the outcome. We will set the stop loss just below the neckline, while also keeping in mind the support level within the upwards trend. We can see the trade retraces and goes into a loss. It seems the trade may be near the stop loss value. Let's just quickly check if it has taken out our position. It appears to have just missed our stop loss before moving back in our favor. The trade continues to move up and finally hits our take profit value. As you can see, the trade even continues to move further up. You can take advantage of this by moving your take profit to a higher level, and simultaneously moving your stop loss to the break-even level. This will remove all the risk and could possibly give you a larger profit. We will go into further details of how to manage such a trade in a different video. Although we have now achieved 4 out of 4 wins, we will still continue to run more tests to further increase our confidence in this chart formation. Yet again, we come across what seems to be forming into a head and shoulders pattern. This time, the pattern is in an uptrend. These types of patterns are less reliable than the conventional head and shoulders patterns, however, they do follow the same principles. Once drawn out, and the neckline is broken, we will enter a sell position. We will set our values at a risk-to-reward ratio of 2, while keeping the stop-loss value slightly above the shoulders. Immediately we see the price move into profit. shortly after the price retraces and retests the neckline, which is quite a common occurrence when trading this formation. The price has then moved back down into profit. The retest of the neckline has formed a second potential shoulder. This could give us another, more orthodox-looking head and shoulders pattern. Let's draw this second pattern out and enter into a second trade. Once our pattern is drawn out and our take profit and stop loss values have been set, we can continue to see the outcome of both positions. Our first position is in about 50 pips of profit at the point in which our second position is opened. Please make sure when opening multiple positions, that your trading account can handle the volume of trades you're undertaking. As you can see, the first position has been closed in profit. And shortly after, the second position also hits our take profit value. We now have 6 out of 6 wins using this method. We will now fast forward through the next few tests to speed up the process. During this we will keep count of our wins and losses. We can now conclude that this is a reasonable trading method to spot reversal patterns across currency pairs. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below, or contact us directly via one of our social platforms. You can also join our free Telegram channel for daily tips and signals. We will link all the details below in the description. If you like these types of videos, please like the video and give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content like this.